What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Creatia Conversation, the number one news source for all that nerdish on the hub. I'm your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Porter, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined today by my co-host, the one and only the Will Gray. How you doing, Will?
I still love Auto-Tune Travis more than anything. It's been a good day. Easy Friday so far. Woke up, had some breakfast, caught up on some heels, and then here I am with you, enjoying a Friday morning. How are you, sir?
I am just spiffy. I need a nap, but I always need a nap. So business as usual is my point.
I feel that. I nap every day, just about, or try to. Keeps me in line.
Yeah. The thing is, I have to start like kind of fighting my urge to take a nap because I feel like the fact that I'm always taking a nap during the day is why I've been having trouble sleeping at night lately.
Also a problem of mine.
Because like I'll go to bed at night, I fall asleep pretty much right away when I go to bed, but then I end up waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like I feel like I should go back to sleep, and I do feel like I'm tired, but I can't fall back asleep, and normally that's not a problem for me. Like it's just I don't know. Yeah, I guess just because of how much I've been doing lately or what it is that's wearing me out, but I'm just like, ugh.
I feel that. I'm an insomniac, like diagnosed. They tried to put me on like Ambien and shit. I'm against it. I don't like medications in most cases. But sleeping has always been a struggle for me. And I find myself reverse cycling to the point that I can be awake all night, it seems, without hesitation sometimes. And then all I want to do during the day is take naps. And I have to fight that urge to reverse cycle.
I hear you. See, that's the thing. It's the exact opposite for me. I've never had a problem falling asleep. Like even when I was like a kid, they would tell me like you could sleep anywhere. There's even a picture. My mother has it of me. We were on the train. If you've ever been to Chicago, the Metro, it takes you downtown and all that. Um, I guess one day I was just really sleepy. We were going somewhere, coming back from somewhere. My mother laid a blanket down in the aisle on the train. I laid down on that blanket and went to sleep. Like it's just like I've always been like I've never had a problem falling asleep. Falling asleep is not the issue, but lately, like this past week, staying asleep has been an issue for me. It's been weird, and it's not even like it's like you dream having weird dreams or anything. I'm like, nah, it's not even that. I just wake back up at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and like have a hard time falling asleep until like 4 or 5. And then even then it's like only for like an hour or so. And then I got to wake back up. And I'm like, oh, I still have like 45 minutes before I have to be up. So do I go ahead and get up or do I try to get these 45 minutes? And then at that point, when I'm going back and forth about it, I'm like, oh, now it's too late and I'm super sleepy. And I stayed here trying to go to sleep. And it's been a whole thing all week. And I don't know what to do about it. I feel like there's like drugs I can take for it, but like it's a whole thing and I don't want to go through the effort, and honestly I don't trust them, so it's just like
That's why I stay lifted 90% of the time. I stay at that nice even kiln, and then at the end of the day when I know it's time to zonk out, I turn it up to 11.
There's some things I've been seeing too, like I don't know what it is with my algorithm now, but Instagram has been like showing me ads for these delivery services that send you like gummies and shit and all that kind of stuff, all for different stuff. And I'm like, how do you know? Like I haven't come out and said I'm having trouble sleeping or anything like that. How do you just know what is going on? How are you? What is your stalking status right now? Like
your FBI agent on overtime, Travis.
Yeah. Speaking of my algorithm, is your algorithm as weird as mine? Like it just kind of occurred to me today as I was just scrolling through and looking at like, my For You page and all that kind of stuff is like what kind of stuff is suggested to me. There's a very strange range, like I got, gaming stuff, tech stuff, movies, TV, the typical stuff you'd expect to see from me.
Yeah.
There's that, and then there's all these random recipe videos and ass and titties. Like it is just like the range of shit in in my suggestions and everything. And like,
I agree with
I
that in
mean,
most
you're
cases.
not wrong. They're not always a good answer, but they're always the answer. You are absolutely right.
I uh I agree. Like in that situation, I mean, like finding a balance for you is nice, but the algorithm thing, my For You page is twisted. It's food and wrestling and thirst traps. And then it's always the most, because I have a few friends like, well, Matt and Vince, and then I have a few others. Like the only way we communicate is via sending TikToks to each other. And it's always the most weird, like, people flipping each other off, saying fuck you, like whatever, just weird random shit you'd send to your boys. And now
Hold on, Will. Hold on. What the fuck did you say, Ty?
that's a fact, dude. Like we've said some shit in here, but for you to get held on review on this show says something.
Hell for like, do I have to review it? I've never had this happen before.
He said some shit so twisted that a show without chat logs has to get review. Wow.
I'm sorry, Will, but like I saw it, I'm like, we had to discuss that. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
No, like that's kind of the gist of it. That's right there. What that sentiment is what I'm discussing, is because my For You page is so fucked up that I can't even describe it sometimes. Like the normal shit you're talking, and then it'll be just this random, like I sent Matt the other day a video and it was just a hot dog machine and it was just spitting wieners out. And it was like on the way to your mom's house. And I'm like, why is this on my For You page? So of course I sent it off to the boys. Like, but yeah, I was like, what in the world is happening? You do have a chubby going on, Tommy.
Uh-oh.
You do. It's okay though. Just enjoy it and love it.
Do I need to get a scarf? Is that what it is? Will that get you going if I get myself a scarf?
If you get yourself a scarf, there would be no competition left. You got to give me some edge, Travis.
Oh man, you know what? We talked about food and stuff. I have a news story that's just weird as hell, and I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about it now. Apparently, it's not really in the newsy time, but it's a weird thing that we saw. Cup Noodles is unleashing caffeinated, gamer-friendly version of its famous noodles in Japan. Do you eat cup noodles? Is that a thing for you?
I have to fully admit that I 1000% eat ramen. We call them trash noodles around here because it's like that you're in a pinch. Shit's either really tight, either money wise or time wise, but there's always a reason why you should eat ramen. And I don't just boil it, I add some shit to it. If we got leftover chicken or leftover ribs or something, I'll cut it up and throw in my ramen with it. But it's like a base that you add to. But yeah, as both a classically trained chef and an executive chef for the better part of 20 years, I eat Taco Bell and ramen far more often than I would care to admit.
Yeah, I will say before me and Amani got together, I've had ramen one time.
Wow.
It was one time. I remember distinctly. I was living in Orlando, and it was only because I don't even know where I got the pack of noodles from, but I got them for free. And it was one day, I'm like, there's nothing to eat right now. I don't feel like going to the store. What do I have in the house right now? Like, okay, I have some ground turkey. I have some ramen. Then I'm like, what else do I have? I'm like, oh, I have a block of cream cheese. So I was just like, made the ramen, threw in the ground turkey, threw in the cream cheese, and shoo. And that was the only time I'd had ramen before I met Amani. Now I have ramen a lot more often, and she does a lot with it. Though it's not just, hopefully she makes more kind of authentic ramen. Like she puts a lot of the vegetables and stuff in it, like the egg and all that kind of
like
stuff.
Like a sukemen ramen, like a traditional ramen.
Yeah, like she'll make that for lunch and stuff like that. But before that, I was not eating ramen at all. Let's see. Okay.
Caffeine and cheap food seems like a regular part of Tommy's life as a strip club DJ.
What part of Florida? Because like I spent some time in strip clubs in Florida, so it's just interesting, to hear other people, what they did or who they know in strip clubs in Florida. I had like a lot of stripper friends when I lived in Florida. They were cool as fuck.
Tommy's from Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Okay, I've never been to a strip club in Jacksonville. Now, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Daytona.
He's
There I've
from
been.
Orlando. Tommy, did you ever work at any of the clubs in Orlando? Or have you only ever worked in Jacksonville? I know you're like 5 years old. You've only been in the industry for you worked in the industry for 10 years and you're 15 years old. Like,
Oh man, but anyway, yeah, caffeinated noodles. So you've heard of Game Fuel, but what about gamer noodles? This comes from IGN from Cat Bailey. They're not as different as you might think. For one thing, they're both caffeinated. As reported on CNN, Cup Noodle has announced a truly harrowing gaming variety for Japan, available in friendly rainbow-colored package. In a friendly rainbow-colored package that recalls RGB lighting, gaming cup noodle will be available in garlic and black pepper yakisoba varieties in Japan starting September 18th. Crucially, both versions will be soup free, meaning you don't have to worry about damaging your controller or console. They will be caffeinated, providing additional energy for all night gaming sessions. Nissin Foods calls the new variety, quote, the strongest buff meshi, with meshi meaning meal. Gaming Cup Noodle is part of a long tradition of, quote, gamer foods on both sides of the Pacific, from G Fuel to Jerky XP. Okay, so yeah, gamer noodles. I'm gonna ask you this because I don't know. I still don't know what this means. What maybe what is soup free? What is it?
soup free means it's going to thicken up. It's not going to be like a loot. Like you're almost going to be able to slurp it like a stew out of a cup. So you don't have to worry about using two hands. It'll be super easy to drink and go. Um, as somebody who's recently acquired a taste for eating for fuel and not for flavor, you know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
find myself forgetting to eat, so I've started eating like breakfast is always the same thing. This is perfect for somebody like me because if it's just that easy and it gives me all my nutrients, the caffeine's a little bit of I don't really need the extra caffeine, but the idea of getting a full packed meal and something that I can just pour boiling water into and get all my nutrients out of and be done in 3 minutes,
Are
I
you
kind
really
of
getting
love
all
that.
your nutrients though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this probably isn't the move, but like the idea of moving towards this is
Yeah,
something that I could get behind because
I'm
I
all about
stay so
efficiency.
busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was in a meeting the other day. I was talking to somebody. I'm like, how do you just, it was everything I was saying was how do we make this more efficient? Because I feel like so much of this is wasting my time. And that's one thing that I don't like is wasting my time. Now, sitting down for a good meal is not a waste of my time. But
No.
for ramen, like I'll just look. You're right. I
Yeah.
got you.
100%. I could get behind it. I think that I think if done right, there's a few of those prepackaged like frozen meal deals that you can get in microwave or oven, and they're like the meal prep stuff. This is getting into that realm, I feel like, where they're giving you a complete meal in a cup that you can just slurp on the go and it's done. Like, what's the other ones? Huel and Focus, and now Cup of Noodles, apparently. The all inclusive grab on the go and drink your meal.
Got you. Got you.
Tommy says, when you eat ramen, do you use a fork or do you use chopsticks?
I use a fork. Amani typically, well, depending on the day. Sometimes she'll use chopsticks, sometimes she'll use a fork. But yeah, I don't know how to use chopsticks. Like I've tried. I went to a Korean barbecue place with her one time and they gave us chopsticks and I tried it. I'm like, I feel like a toddler right now and this is not working. So I'm just gonna put this down and I will go back to just using a fork. Sorry, can't do it. I've actually like seen different videos and stuff like to kind of teach you how to do it, but I haven't like actually tried out the stuff I've seen in the videos and all that. I want to. So next time I haven't taken her to Korean barbecue in a while. Maybe I'll do that sometime soon. Like, this weekend or next weekend. Probably next weekend, not this weekend. I got a lot going on this weekend. But next weekend, I'll probably take her to some Korean barbecue place, and I'm sure they'll give us chopsticks, and I'll give it a try.
Love Korean barbecue.
Yeah, I liked it too. I just couldn't use chopsticks. We are significantly into this show right now, and I just feel like I want to thank you all for watching if you're watching live. But if you're not watching live, you're watching later, know that you can do so. If you go to twitch.tv/Creatia World, you go there and, subscribe. Watch us live when subscribe. And, if you have Amazon Prime, you know what that means? That means you have Prime Gaming. But what that does is take your Amazon Prime account, combine it with your Twitch account, and you do that. And then you get a free subscription every month. So give it to me, right here on Creatia World, or Matt right here on Creatia World, or Mara right here on Creatia World. But if not us, give it to your other favorite Twitch streamers. You know who else has a Twitch? This guy right here, probably this way. Is it this way for you? Am I pointing the right way right now? Yeah. Will Gray. Go there, Rivet City Radio. Subscribe to him on Twitch with your free sub. Give it to somebody is my point. Don't waste it, because if you don't use it, you lose it every month. You got to re-up it every month. So if you did it last month, you got to do it again this month, all right? Because they just don't automatically renew because Jeff Bezos is a dick. So do that. All right? All right. Also, you can watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. You can also watch us later. While you're there, you can subscribe there for free. It doesn't cost you a dime. And right next to that is a little bell with a little bean hanging from it. You know what I want you to do? I want you to flick that bean. And if you do that, you get notified every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, all that good stuff. All right? So do that. Now, another place you can watch us later is on Pornhub. Matt's favorite place for you to watch us, pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. You go there, subscribe. Yeah, you can subscribe there too. That's the thing. Yeah, like the videos there and all that. Get our numbers up on there, because Matt loves to see those numbers go up. Now, if you want to support us financially, the best way to do that is on patreon.com/Creatia World. You go there, and for just $1, you get all our extra stuff. Extra stuff being things like Return to Wrestling with myself and the Ward, Matt Ritter. We're going through old WCW stuff. We're watching all of the Nitros leading up to certain pay-per-views in order and all that kind of stuff. For right now, we just finished Sold Out 1998. Great time in WCW. This is when the NWO was starting to fall apart. They're about to split. Oh, it's a great time. It's a great time in wrestling. The 90s was so fucking awesome. I miss wrestling in the 90s. But anyway, do that. But also we got Multiverse, myself and Marta Shark Walk, as we watch animated comic book movies. We just did Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham. An interesting take on Batman, alternate universe kind of stuff. Really cool. We're going to do next Batman The Long Halloween in September, part 1, and then part 2 will be in October. So yeah, you do that. And you also get this show and all of our other shows ad-free if you go there. Whew. That's all the things, Will. So I think it's time. You're still muted.
You're so well-spoken. I got to quit using that button to mute myself. I don't know why I started doing that all of a sudden.
Because you have the option, and it's just fun to do it. I get it. But it's that time, Will.
Is it time?
It is. It is. Music time.
I love it.
All right, let's get into the actual news now. The cup noodles wasn't real news. We just kind of had it there. And I'm like, I want to talk about caffeinated noodles because that's fucking weird. But headline the story. Xbox announces a digital showcase for the Tokyo Game Show of 2023. This article comes from Games Radar by Anna Marie Ulster. Expect updates from Xbox and Bethesda games from developers in Japan, across Asia, and Game Pass news. This year's Tokyo Game Show will include a digital showcase dedicated to all things Xbox. Microsoft has revealed it will be hosting the Xbox digital broadcast during Tokyo Game Show 2023, which takes place later this month. According to a post on the official Xbox website, Xbox Wire, the event will include quote, progress updates from Xbox and Bethesda Softworks, end quote, as well as a look at, quote, creatively diverse collection of games from the creators predominantly located in Japan and across Asia, end quote. On top of that, there will also be news on the, quote, exciting new games, end quote, making their way to Xbox Game Pass. The show kicks off at 2 a.m. Pacific time or 5 a.m. Eastern. on September 21st. It will be available to view on Tokyo Game Show's official Twitter channel, YouTube channel, not Twitter. Where did I get that from? As well as on select Xbox socials channels. A full list of the places where you'll be able to catch the event will be shared closer to the time. So yeah, Xbox doing another showcase at Tokyo Game Show. They are really putting themselves out there. Like they did something for Gamescom. They did something for Summer Games Fest. Like they've been really putting themselves out there. Like, yo, we want you all to start watching our shit and paying attention because we got good shit coming. And you know what? I'm not an Xbox guy, but I'm happy to see it.
I like it. They're bringing back Fable. I was reading in the article down towards the bottom. They said they hadn't done a whole lot as far as like what games they were going to be announced. But I think it's kind of exciting to see a new generation revamped Fable, because the idea of the game was cool to me. I think it fell short gameplay wise. It felt kind of childish in a lot of ways, like the whole interface and how the game worked. Like the story was cool and the gameplay was okay, but it just kind of broke down. See, it didn't even need a scarf. All you needed was the auto tune. But I think that Xbox and Nintendo and Sony and you and I alone on Creatia Conversations, Travis, have probably watched 2 or 3 showcases together, not counting all the other ones that have come out.
This one is at 5:00 in the morning, so I will not be reacting to that one live. Can't do it. Not happening. But yeah.
My question for you is, as a fan of the electronics expos and the gaming and everything that goes into it, would you rather have 20 different individual showcases or just give us 3 days of E3 and let us take it all in at once? Which one do you think you prefer now that we've got a year where it's no E3 and just a ton of individual showcases?
That's a tough one because I enjoy having stuff throughout the year to look at and, enjoy throughout the year. But there was something about E3 back in the day, Will. Like, it was one of those things where, like, E3 was the event for gamers for the year. Like,
it was big.
I sat and was glued to my television, like, back in the days before, like, YouTube and all that was big. And I was watching it on, what the fuck was that channel?
It's the one that Austin Creed.
I say, yeah, Woods was on that. What the fuck is it called? G3,
G4. There you
G4,
go.
yeah. Watching G4 TV and shit, like during that time, and kind of just to get whatever news I could out of it. Like, well, there was a time where like I had dreams of going to E3, dude. Like oh my God, like I wanted to go so bad. But like even more recently, like when I was still living in San Antonio when it was still big. Like I went to like an actual theater to watch PlayStation showcase, for E3. And it was just, it was a great time. Like even after that, like I took 3 days off of work because E3 was going on. I wanted to watch all the E3 stuff and just consume myself with it. Like I did that. Like I ordered food from like Chili's or some shit. So I had stuff to eat for like the next few days and all that. So I could just do that. So it's just like, it was like fucking Christmas for me. But like I said, I enjoy having more stuff throughout the year to get excited for. It's like, I can get some updates on this now. I can get some updates on this now. So it's kind of like, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But I think the more I talk about it, the more I miss the E3 thing. I miss E3. Back. I want that back. Yeah.
The announcements don't seem as big to me.
Right.
If we get a new announcement every 6 weeks or every month, like that's cool. But E3 made it feel special. Not the Xbox showcase won't be special because it's going to be huge. All the Asian releases and everything that's coming out of Microsoft is going to be spectacular. But there was something that made, in wrestling, they say it's a spectacle. WrestleMania, All In. They talk about these huge things.
Pause. Sir, these showcases are fucking phenomenal. like I love this shit. Like it's one of those, if you love games, you want to watch these. I'm not sure about this one because the thing is, Microsoft and Xbox don't have a huge presence in Asia. So I don't know what this one will be like. But Xbox's last showcase was fucking phenomenal. Like,
you get everything too, Tommy. You get gameplay footage and you get behind the scenes stuff and you get unreleased like footage into DLCs. You get panels talking with voice actors. Like there's so much that goes into them. Travis saying he used to like going to E3 was the goal. Looking at it from my perspective, like you budgeted for it. Like you knew, okay, I'm going to have to spend 3 days in LA. I'm going to have to buy 3 days worth of passes. These are the panels I want to pay for. It was like a whole ass fucking
Yeah. And there was a
festival.
time before they were just letting the public in. You had to get invited to go to E3.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I missed those. That's why I was thinking about it. When I saw this article, when you sent it to me this morning and I initially browsed through it, I said to myself, like, I miss the spectacle of E3, like how big it was and how like over the top they made it. And there was always the pissing contest between the big three with Sony and Xbox
oh
and
yeah.
Nintendo.
Listen. Oh, let me tell you about that shit. Because the thing is, the way that the showcases used to happen, like their press conferences or whatever, it would start on Saturday. It was a yearly thing. It would start on Saturday with EA. It was kind of a warm up. EA was the warm up because it was just like there was some stuff you wanted to see. It was cool, but mostly it was going to be sports and shit. Sometimes you get some sim stuff, Cool. Good warm up. Sunday comes. Bethesda's earlier in the day. Bethesda, to get you some Skyrim, some Fallout, all that kind of shit. But then that night was Xbox. And Xbox, you'd see that showcase. You'd be like, everything is different now. The world has come together. This is fucking amazing. But then Monday comes, Will. Then Monday comes. And that morning, you get Ubisoft, another kind of like a down thing. It's kind of like a wrestling show. Like you got to get that let me up
Peaks
match.
and valleys, peaks and valleys.
Yeah. Ubisoft was the let me up match because it was cool. But they'd have stuff like Let's Dance and all that kind of stuff. Nobody needs to see that at a showcase.
Your
but you got
break.
The shareholders have to know you're still doing it because it makes a lot of money.
Facts.
But then that night, PlayStation comes out and it pulls out their PlayStation dick and says, "Look at this shit here." Like, I'll never forget being in the theater when they announced the new God of War. The rebooted, redone God of War, like what it is now. It was a continuation, but it was essentially a reboot of God of War. And hearing the music hit in that theater and just that, oh my God, it was so fucking amazing, Will.
That's why they need to bring back E3. That's my point. That's what made me think of it. I was like, I love the individual announcements, but we need that spectacle for gaming. We still have to have that, I feel, for a community, and we're not getting it anymore.
But Will, even after all that, Nintendo still hadn't gone yet.
Facts.
Nintendo is Tuesday morning. They do it then. Oh my God. And Nintendo never got me excited as the PlayStation stuff, but it was still solid. I still want those things.
Yep.
And then throughout the rest of the week, other people journalists and all that kind of stuff are checking stuff out, and they give you stuff you didn't see in the press conference and all. They've actually tried these games and played these games. Like, oh, this is what it's looking like now. This is what they're doing with this, and it's just, the whole week was just fucking amazing.
So good.
Speaking of E3, though, Will,
sir,
there's some E3 news here. So E3 2024 definitely won't be happening at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Well, fuck.
Probably won't happen at all. E3 is basically dead now, Will. It's all bad news, sir, when it comes to E3. But this also comes from IGN from Wesley Yin Poole. The Entertainment Software Association has said E3 2024 definitely will not take place at the show's traditional home at the Los Angeles Convention Center, casting doubt on the future of the event. While the ESA insists a 2024 E3 event may still take place, GL.biz reported the trade body is working on a, quote, complete reinvention of E3 for 2025. Events company ReedPop, which operates PAX in the US and EGX in the UK, partnered with the ESA on E3 2023, but the show never materialized. ReedPop has now walked away from the ESA in what was described as, quote, a mutual decision. In June, the Los Angeles Tourism Board of Commissioners served notice to E3 2024 and 2025 were canceled. At the time, the ESA said no decision has been made. Following IGN's report in March that E3 had officially been canceled, GL.biz published an interview with ESA president and CEO Stanley Pierre-Louis, in which he was asked about what went wrong with the show and whether or not the show would return in the future. When asked what went wrong with the show, This year, Pierre Lewis pointed to larger industry challenges that proved, quote, too large to surmount, end quote. Another quote here. First, several companies have reported that the timeline for game development has been altered since the start of the COVID pandemic. Second, economic headwinds have caused several companies to reassess how they invest in large marketing events. And third, companies are starting to experiment with how to find the right balance between in person events and digital marketing opportunities. So, yeah, we just went through all that stuff about how much I loved E3 and how excited I was when it was happening and all that. And now we're just seeing this shit where we're like, yep, E3's dead, Will.
If they bring it back in 2025, here's how they could do it with a boom, though. Tell us that they're going to bring it back. We're going to completely reinvent it. It's going to be a whole new identity, but we're going to bring it back summer of 2025. Then go radio silent. Then start dropping hints and QR codes and start getting that underground guerrilla buzz rolling like mid of next year. And then January 1, just come out of the gates blazing with this whole January 1, 2025 of this whole like new refigured E3, get all the big boys back in on it. Take the next 18 months and gain their trust back. Explain to them that you need to do this. You're not getting nearly as many eyes on your product. They get hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube and stuff. But think about that, like we were talking about, that live pop of what you get when you have that crowd in front of you and it's not just a bunch of people sitting on their couches.
I cannot like express enough how fucking hype it was hearing the God of War music that night. Like it was just it's just, especially being in that theater with other people watching, being just as excited as I am. Like, I'm not usually one for crowds, but at that point I was like, I'm with my people right now.
That's how I feel about wrestling shows. It's like, I don't like people, but at a wrestling show, they're my people. So it's okay.
Yeah. That's why I like going to cons and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I typically don't like crowds, but in those crowds, I feel like I'm surrounded by my people. Facts. So it's just like, and I feel like most of them, if not all of them, get the fact that most of us don't like being around a lot of people.
That's our social interaction.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sad days.
They killed E3, but hopefully they resurrected and do something. Because I mean, Summer Games Fest is really cool and it's growing. And I hope it gets to the point that it's similar to what E3 used to be. You know exactly what I mean by my people. All right. All right. So just eat that shit. All right. What about No Mercy on N64? I'm not sure what you were referring to there.
No Mercy on N64 was one.
I mean, I fucking love the game.
Yeah, like, one of the best wrestling.
I still have it. Like I'll still play it like right now, but I'm not sure what you're referring to there.
Just reminding us of how amazing the game is. That's really the point of it. It was just letting us know, guys, N64's No Mercy, still fire 2023.
I mean, you're right. I mean, the new AEW game kind of gave me those vibes, and I kind of want to play it still. It's just, I don't have the time anymore. That's really the only thing that's stopping me from playing it these days. But once again, I want to thank you all for watching this right now. But no, if you watch us on patreon.com/creationworld, you can get this show and all of our other shows ad-free. But since you're not doing that, here's some ads.
Maybe.
Play the ad. Spice things up in the bedroom. Then it's time to check out Adam and Eve. Did you see, Adam and Eve is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creationworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog-related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creationworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creationworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creationworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high-quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix Dubby with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to dubby.creationworld.com and order your Dubby today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at dubby.creationworld.com for 10% off. Try Dubby today and feel the difference. The link is in the description. All right, we back. Well, you know what I realized?
What's that?
I never asked you what you were watching and what you were playing because we started talking about food.
Big Brother, Fortnite, and Tears of the Kingdom. Same as every week, sir. Big Brother finally picked up. We talked about it last week. We were like, it's kind of slow. We got to wait for the players to develop their games. And then it was like, fuck, they think we suck. Everybody do something crazy.
Yeah. I haven't seen last night's yet. Probably going to watch that after we're done here. But yeah.
We were
getting the video and I'm like, oh.
RN was watching live during trivia. So he was giving us updates as the show happened.
RN watches Big Brother too.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, he's big on trashy reality television. That's his thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he watches all.
I'm not a reality TV person. The only reality show I watch is Big Brother. So
me too. And then Al got me on Below Deck. I'm pounding through that. I'm done, almost done with the last season, and then I'm going Below Deck Med and watch these bougie motherfuckers handle European bougie motherfuckers.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it really. Fortnite. I'm 75% of the way through Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm to the point now where I'm running out of side quests and shit to do. So I've got to start. I'm going to walk through the main quest just to finish the game.
Got it. Yeah. Well, I mentioned on Wednesdays, and it's still the same pretty much right now, that it's, a whole lot of bees going on. Big Brother, The Bear, Baldur's Gate 3. Like that's my life these days.
Facts.
I'm in the point in Baldur's Gate 3 though, where you can do this, where I can like respect my character and be like, you know what? I want to be a different class. Because right now I'm playing a Dragonborn monk. those of you out there who don't know D&D or haven't played Baldur or anything like that, probably don't know what I'm talking about, but you're gonna have to deal with me right now. The thing is, I made a Dragonborn monk for purely sentimental, nostalgic reasons. The first character I ever created for Dungeons and Dragons was a Dragonborn monk, and that was before I really knew the game or anything like that. I just don't know who this character is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
my whole thing with him was he was like, I don't know, I just thought the idea of a humanoid dragon doing martial arts was cool as shit. And that was as far as my thought process went with him. Since then, I've evolved and kind of like understood D&D better, and I kind of know every character I create who this person is. So I don't know who my character is in Baldur's Gate 3. So when it comes to making decisions and all that kind of stuff, I'm kind of just doing whatever feels right in the moment, but I don't have a compass for myself. I've had other characters I've created since then where I'm like, I know who these characters are. There's another Dragonborn character I created. His name was Halavar. He's a paladin. And I know exactly who that dude is. So it's like, do I switch? Or do I stick with what I'm doing right now? Because I still like the mechanics of this character. I just don't know what he is. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you have to have that connection with the character. I do that in Fallout. Like if I have a stealthy character, I know kind of the roundabout of who he is and what he does and the things, the way I'm going to play as that character. And having that uncertainty, like it's hard to enjoy the story if you feel as weird as this sounds, if you feel like you're just doing the motions to do the motions. It's not the same as taking it and having that chance to be meticulous with your planning. That's the whole point of getting into D&D and some of these games,
being intentional with the things you do, because this is who my character is, you know?
Bingo. Yeah.
So I feel like I might have to do that. The problem is mechanically he's necessary now. Like, because for one, I decided earlier on that this one character, Asterion, he's the one you saw fuck the bear in the thing. I don't like him at all. Like this whole swell online about how much people love this dude and want to get with him and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand it. He's a fucking prick. I hate him. But I don't need to use him because my character can pretty much do everything I would need him for, with like picking locks and seeing traps and all that kind of stuff, because of like my character's background and all that. So mechanically, he's necessary. The problem is if I change his class and do other things, like I go with that paladin I made as a Dragonborn before, I no longer have that thing, and I'll have to start using Asterion. I don't want to do it. So it's just like, I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out though. But while we're figuring that out, want to watch the trailer, Will?
Absolutely.
What's your connection to gargoyles?
Like the old TV show, the cartoon?
Yep.
I watched it when I was a kid.
Did you ever play the game? There was a game back in the day.
Super Nintendo, right?
I think so. It was sprites. So yeah, probably Super Nintendo, Sega.
Yeah, absolutely.
They remastered it.
Nice. Okay.
So let's check out the trailer for that. There you are.
$1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was the age of gargoyles. Frozen in stone by a
good 2D side scroller for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Now the spell is broken, and we live again.
And we live again. Oh, this show was my shit back in the day, man. I've even toyed with sometimes, like just writing the spec script of a Gargoyles live action movie. Just to, like, one, for just the writing exercise, but also just because I love the show and I'd love to see it made.
I like the idea of the being able to switch between the new graphics and the old graphics.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're doing that with the Rugrats game that's coming out too. It's really cool.
I like that everybody's going back to these 2D platforming side scrollers, like the callbacks. Nintendo's doing it with Mario. Sega's doing it with Sonic. Now we're getting this from Disney games with Gargoyles. I love everything that goes into like the nostalgia factor.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they do something different with it, so it's not just a copy and paste of the old game. Give us some new gameplay. Give us something else.
Something that
Otherwise,
makes it special. Yeah.
exactly. Otherwise, it just feels like a cash grab. I would probably still play it on my Switch, especially if it goes into like the Nintendo library and I can just go in and download it and play it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nintendo's Game Pass is
That
called.
definitely feels like a Switch game.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned we were talking about Baldur's Gate earlier. Well, at least I was. Baldur's Gate 3, the roadmap has confirmed that crossplay is coming. So those of you with the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and S, because it's coming to Xbox later on this year, you'll be able to do that. This article comes from comicbook.com from Ricky Fretch. Baldur's Gate 3 has quickly become one of the most popular games of the year, which is saying something considering how many great games have been released in 2023. God, you're not lying. One of the reasons for the game's popularity is that you can treat it similar to a real-world Dungeons and Dragons session and group up with friends to explore its massive world, which is why I've been trying to get Matt to just go ahead and get the game and do it so we can play. Like, yeah, I got to call John, too. I'm like, yo, John, you need to get Baldur's Gate 3. Like, just...
If you get John to get it, then you and John collectively could peer pressure Matt into it.
You're right. You're right. We 100% could do that. Man, that's a great idea, Will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call John when we're done with this. I've also been kind of peer pressured Bridget into getting it too. I'm sure she'll get into it though, because she loves D&D, so she'll play eventually. But anyway, one of the reasons for the game's popularity, you can treat blah blah blah. Baldur's Gate 3's co-op might not be the main selling point for everyone, but it is another feature in the cap for why the game has been doing so well with its fan base. Now that feature is going to get even better as developer Larian Studios has confirmed that crossplay between PCs and consoles is on the docket. Speaking to Eurogamer, Larian's director of publishing, Michael Dowse, said that crossplay has always been something they've wanted to do, but we'll have to wait at least a little bit longer. Quote, "It was always in the planning," Dowse said, "but we knew it wouldn't be for launch. It's in the roadmap, and though we have an idea of when we'd like to get it ready for, we don't want to put a date on it until we're sure." From that, it seems that we'll get crossplay at some point. It just might take a while. It is worth noting that things always change during development, so it might end up being too complicated to implement down the line. But that seems unlikely. Not only does Dowse sound confident here, but Baldur's Gate 3 already has cross-save functions from PC to PS5. With that in mind, it certainly seems like it's more a matter of when than if Baldur's Gate 3 will get crossplay. So yeah, crossplay for Baldur's Gate 3, more good shit for Baldur's Gate 3. That makes me happy because Matt, doesn't have a gaming powered PC, so he'd have to get it on PS5, and I want to play with Matt. So basically, what I want right now is for all my friends to get Baldur's Gate 3 so I can play Baldur's Gate 3 with them.
That would be it. That would be the move.
Yeah.
I think the crossplay is the most essential feature for online gaming for a gaming developer in 2023.
Oh yeah, now it's important.
I think looking at it now, a release like Baldur's Gate, because it was only released on PC first, right?
Correct.
And then the Xbox One, Series X and S, and then PS5 got it.
No, what happened was PS5 got it on the 6th.
Okay.
They don't have it on Xbox yet. The problem was because there was a problem with the Series S because they couldn't get split screen multiplayer to work on the S. And the thing is with Xbox, you can't have features on the S that you don't have. You can't have features on the X that you don't have on the S. And so trying to get it to work on the S was the problem. So they haven't put it out on the Xbox yet. Well, they kind of came to an agreement that, okay, we'll let you do it because the Xbox was just like, okay, you can do it because Baldur's Gate is fucking huge. And it's a pretty fucking stupid mistake to not have this game on our platform. So yeah, that's the thing. So it's not on Xbox yet. They said by the end of the year. So it'll be on there later on this year. But right now it's just on PlayStation and PC.
I think it's, like I said, the most important thing for gaming is cross-platform gaming. If you're going to put an MMO out there, Like unless it's a console or PC exclusive or something, like that goes into a totally different world of underwriting and contracts and shit. But like,
Yeah.
Fortnite nailed it. Some of the other games like Call of Duty and these huge, massive online games have figured out to where it doesn't matter what you log in on, you can do. And as simple as it sounds, I feel like that's what the other companies need to do. Is everybody needs to adapt to this cross-platform play, because it's the bee's knees, really. Because I'm a PlayStation guy. I don't want to have to buy an Xbox to play with my Xbox friends.
Yeah, yeah, and it's we're past the point where that needs to be a thing. Like it's just, yeah, we've moved past that. Like Rocket League, I think, was the first one to really do it. But I could be wrong. It's happened once before, but I think it was Rocket League who did it for us. They were the ones that were saying like, yeah, we can do it. It's really just a matter of flipping a switch with us. Like it's just that people won't let it. They won't let it happen. By they, I mean it was actually PlayStation that was blocking it. And it's one of those things where like PlayStation was still in that mindset of you want to, play with people on our platform, you need to get on our platform because they were winning. We can do that shit. Like it was basically them just once again putting their PlayStation dick on the table. Like, what are you going to do about it?
We're the biggest gaming company in the world.
Yeah,
fight us.
They relented eventually, but that was kind of what that was. But yeah, crossplay on Baldur's Gate 3 is something that I really want. I know Bridget has a PC that can play it, so I'm cool with Bridget. John has a PC that can play it. I'm cool with John, but we want to play with Matt too. So I need them to get that crossplay together so we can play with Matt also.
And once you get John on it, that'll be the straw.
Oh yeah. We
John
can. Our combined pressure on Matt will get him to do it. It's
100%.
His two best friends in the world saying like, "Do this" will be a thing. So yeah, if I can win John over. All right, we got more trailers, and I think we're just going to go all trailers for the rest of this show. Will
nice.
You want a game trailer or a movie trailer?
Let's watch a movie trailer.
Okay. You like Will Ferrell?
Love me some Will Ferrell.
All right. This is for Quiz Lady. It's a Netflix one.
Yes?
Hi, I have some bad news. We lost your mom.
What?
Sorry, that was terrible phrasing. I meant we don't know where she is.
Yeah, that's the same. Oh, sorry. Hulu, not Netflix.
Oh my God, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. We're over. Oh my God, you're Orphan Annie. Oh
She's
my
not
God.
dead. She ran away. Tough bitch.
It's me 80 grand. When you have it, you'll get your dog back.
I don't have any money.
You could sell your eggs. I mean, it's not like you're using them.
No.
Damn.
There has to be another way.
Damn.
What is the square root of 196?
14.
Correct. How many hearts does an octopus have?
3.
Correct.
What?
Saffron, Saturn, Aphrodite, Apollo, Aries, carbon dioxide, the equal sign.
Correct.
Have you ever considered selling your sperm, Will?
This is how you're gonna.
I did when I was younger. Can't now, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Racist!
But yes, I would have when I was younger.
Yeah, I considered it myself, and then they told me I couldn't because I'm not tall enough.
I'm not sleeping on the floor.
I've met all the parameters, but then I didn't like the idea of, little baby Wills running around like unaltered and, managed properly. That didn't seem right to me. So I chose not to.
See, I had the exact opposite feeling. I'm like, the world needs more Travis in the world. So, like, I was trying to just throw more out there. I'm like, yeah, I do it. And they're like, you're not tall enough. I'm like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Having a plan.
I was like, maybe I don't need to do this. Maybe the idea of me just out there in the world isn't the best idea.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right when it comes to me, too. But, it's... I just never understood the idea of people like, like, oh, I don't want to sell my, I want to do it naturally. We're like,
That is definitely
it's
broken.
fine.
I bet I could pop it back in my son.
You know what? Yeah. I'm going to throw up.
Quiz lady.
How can I ever thank you? Maybe like a drink later?
Well, I'm married. And gay.
Why'd you have to say 2 reasons?
I'm married and gay. I have never seen Sandra Oh play anything other than Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy. So this is
Yeah.
very unusual. This is like seeing Neo play something other than Neo.
He said Neo. Man's name is Keanu Reeves. Will.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh man. Let's get this one through. This is very short. It's a teaser. Did you read Goosebumps books, watch the little videos and stuff?
Oh yeah, big fan of Goosebumps when I was young. What was it? The book fair.
Yep. It's a brief little teaser here we got for Goosebumps.
Good creepy open. You're better off staying far away from this.
It's gonna be a series. Okay, cool.
Are you afraid of the dark grown up?
Yeah, I want to see the other Will Ferrell movie. What other Will Ferrell movie? What are you talking about? Let us know.
No idea. What other Will Ferrell? Is it the dogs? The movie with the dogs? What's it called? Strays. There you go.
I definitely want to see Strays. That's one. That's one I probably won't see in theaters. I just like it feels like that's one of those movies that's going to come to streaming service rather quickly. So, yeah, he was talking about Strays. Yeah.
That'll be a good one. I'll watch it on streaming as soon as it comes out for sure.
All right. Mobile game or console game?
Console.
Okay. Mortal Kombat 1. It's the Jean-Claude Van Damme trailer.
Nice.
I should probably unmute it, right?
Yeah, bring it. Boom.
I finally meet Hollywood Boulevard Johnny.
Fans love me. Do you know what they'll pay for selfies?
Okay.
Fight.
Okay. This is cool. Like we knew, they were going to put Jean-Claude Van Damme in the game, so it's good to see him.
And I love the callback to the Bloodsport Jean-Claude Van Damme. Of all the different versions they could have put in there, they chose the one where he was the most badass.
Right.
I wish he was my age.
Right. The original Mortal Kombat movie was based on that. It was supposed to be. He was supposed to be in that game, and the deal fell through and all that kind of stuff. But
I like that they're bringing him back. That's cool.
They're doing the old Johnny Cage like skin of him and all that kind of stuff. Like that's who he was supposed to be. It's all like coming full circle, and I love that.
Agreed. I love the cameo fighters. That's probably one of my favorite things about the whole series. Yep. Slice him in half.
No, that's his fate that way.
Boom. Wow. Yes. Yes. All the yes. All the yes all the time.
All right. One more, Will.
Let's do it.
Like I said, this was a mobile game, but it looks interesting. Like I only saw like some screenshots of the actual trailer. I haven't watched the whole thing, but it seemed like the kind of thing I'd be into. So let's check it out. Vikings Falcons. It looks like it is a real-time strategy game on mobile. And I like RTS games. So.
Very Age of Empire.
Yep, exactly.
I like that.
And I loved Age of Empires back in the day.
I played a lot of Civ 5 and Civ 6. What was the mobile game they did? Civilization Revolution or whatever it was. I played a lot of that. I love turn-based strategy. Command and Conquer. Love Command and Conquer.
And I love the fact this is one of those Netflix ones, so there's not going to be a bunch of microtransactions and all that kind of stuff. Like that's what I want. And just give me the game. Let me play the game. Yeah, give me that. I'm into that. I might go ahead and actually just not right now. I might actually go ahead and download that one because that looks fun.
Pay to win will immediately make me download or make me delete your game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I start to play it and I realize I have to spend money to win the game, I'm not going to continue to play it.
Right.
Even if it's a slow grind, if you give me everything I need to beat it and it just takes time, I would rather that than, okay, spend $20 and you get everything you need to beat the game.
That's why I like Marvel Snap, because like, yeah, you can pay to get other stuff, but it's not essential to win. It's like, it just gives you other options.
Command and Conquer, Clash Royale, the exact same way. That's why I've stayed on those mobile games as long as I have been, is because I don't have to pay to win. I can just play the game and enjoy it. And I might be slower or not as powerful as the guys who do spend the money. But since it's skill-based and level-based anyways, I don't have to fuck with those wells.
Right. And that's the thing with Marvel Snap. It's like, it's not even that the stuff you get when paying is better. It's just more options, you know? So I like that. That's the way to do it, honestly. That's
agreed.
Because there were certain months where I did pay because there were certain cars that I wanted, you know? I'm like, I want to have that car. So I'll give you the $10 this month, you know? But if I don't want to, I won't.
Yep. I'll use mine. Like, I'll use my gems and I'll buy gems so I can pay to get an upgrade done quicker. Yeah. Like, I've never paid to pay for my upgrades, though. Like, yeah.
Well, all right, Will. I think that's going to be it for today.
Always an easy hour, my friend.
Yeah, man. All of you watching right now, thank you so much. Don't forget you can watch us. You can follow us on all the things, you know, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. And while you're there, you should check out our Facebook groups. One of them being facebook.com/group/Them Dragons. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, all that good stuff, get on in there and we'll have a conversation, have a good time. Also, if you just like dragons and you just want to show a cool picture of a dragon, just drop a picture of a dragon in there. That'll make me happy because dragons are cool as fuck. I don't know about you, but you know what your opinions are on dragons. If it's not the dragons are cool as fuck, then you're wrong. But yeah. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, the place you want to be is facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. You go there and be a part of the most non-toxic, you know, wrestling community on the face of the earth, on the internet, like for real. Because anywhere else you go, it's just a whole lot of nonsense. Our Facebook group is not the biggest, but it's the best. Honestly, that's just how I see it. We get rid of the nonsense when it happens. We had one issue, and that was like 3 years ago, and we got that issue out right away. Like we don't tolerate that just for the sake of numbers. It's just not what we do. But that is the official Facebook group for our wrestling podcast, the Smacking the Raw podcast every Saturday night, featuring the Warden Matt Ritter, Vince Daddy Delgado, and Katie Kinsey Bay every Saturday night at midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central Time. Go there, check that out. Everywhere you watch us live. You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Will, where can they find you?
First and foremost, as always, thank you, Travis, for allowing me to be the honorary use of all things Creatia World. If you want to find my shenanigans elsewhere, check my link tree at the Will Gray. You'll find everything I do: Rivet City Radio, Botch Bots and Chair Shots, and Creatia World.
All right, y'all. That'll be it for today's episode and this week of the Creatia Conversation. We'll be back again next week We'll see y'all then. But until that time, we out.
Peace.